Hello, hello, hello. Put my lights up here. How are you guys doing? So today, we're gonna do something different. Today, I'm gonna show you some stretches. So before, we have done a lot of like, we're gonna say workout. Everything been focusing on workout, you know? What's up, King? This one's probably gonna be a lot shorter, but it's gonna be focusing on stretches. And there's a lot of people, when they teach about stretches, they say they don't show every details that could really help you, not only for your body, but also for your so-called mental health. I'm gonna watch it because it's too late for me. Yeah, it's fine. You're not gonna get like really sweaty or anything, but it's a very good way for yourself to feel better. So the best way, the thing is like this. When you sit a lot, for me example, I sit a lot too. I work by the computer. I play a lot of games as well. I sit a lot by the computer, a lot. And I know a lot of people who are watching do the same. And I know that sometimes you can feel a bit down and maybe feel bad and stuff like that. And this is what I have found that works best for me. I've tried many things, and these are the best stretches that will make you feel a lot better. You'll be a lot more alert, and you'll be a lot more focused. You won't be as down. You won't have this kind of caffeine addiction that you have to drink coffee all the time to keep awake. This will make you feel more fresh, alright? So it's a very nice feeling, you know? So, I'm gonna start off by a simple stretch, or like the best stretch, and it's a stretch I think I used one time in one of the streams. So the first one, and this is different, you can either do it by the ground. I'm gonna do it on the ground, it's a bit harder. Or you can do it by the side of the bed, alright? If you're stiff, start here and don't go slowly down, alright? Slowly if you're really stiff. Stay up here if you're really stiff. Or go down right here, alright? This is the optimal position you want to be in though, alright? But you don't have to be down here. You don't have to be down here. But that's the optimal position, alright? You can be up here if you're really stiff. But you should feel your ass and your hip, and you should feel a stretch, alright? The reason why we do this stretch is because when you sit down, it retracts, it gets really stiff here. What happens is that you get very bad blood flow from your legs up here to your brain and everything. So you feel a lot more alert if you open the hip up. Alright? So this one is really important to do if you sit a lot. Alright? So try to do this. So if you're really stiff, it means that you have to do it. Alright? It means that your body needs to open up to feel better. Alright? So, that's the first thing. I'm going to show you which one I do. I do this one. It's a bit harder though. So if you're really agile, you can do this one instead. Look. Watch here. You start here. You just put up here and go in here. And you push your leg forward like this. Alright? And after this, you fall down exactly like I did. But one thing you're gonna do while you're down, you're gonna breathe in hard. Alright? This one is the most important thing while you do stretches. You're gonna breathe in hard like this. Then out. What happens is that you're gonna be more and more relaxed at that stiffness. So when you stretch, never hold your breath like this. Don't tense up like that. That's really bad. You have to breathe in deeply and keep breathing in and out. Alright, I'm gonna show you how I do it. Then you're gonna do the same, alright? So I go down like this. You do the first leg. And I'm down here, look. And then I breathe. Relax all the time. Hold it. And then we go up slowly, alright? Alright, let me see your questions. That's the first leg. Alright, good. So breathe, remember. And if it's hard, be on the bed or by the side, alright? Don't go on the ground like me. But if you can do it on the ground, that's great, alright? You can try both if you want to. Now we're gonna go for the other leg, alright? And you don't have to go as deep if you feel like it's really hard. As long as you do it, alright? That's the most important thing. Up. Oh. And go in with the leg like this. And you land like this, alright? And then you go down, alright? And then you breathe. Remember to breathe, it's really important. And go up slowly. Well done. How did it feel? Feel free to give you any feedback. How you felt? Did it feel weird? Did it feel hard? Did it feel like tense up? It's fine. Just give you any feedback. It's fine. Alright. That's the first one we're gonna do. The second one, we're gonna do the same thing as before, alright? This is the other part that gets really tense up while you sit down a lot. So, we're gonna put the hand right here and push out the hip and breathe, alright? Deep breath all the time, alright? What happens when you breathe is that the muscle has to relax more while you breathe, and it really helps to stretch out the muscle, alright? And then you switch side. And push out your hip, alright, like you're thrusting forward. Alright, nice. Very relaxed now. Yeah, just try it now, King. Don't worry. Like it's just stretching. Usually what happens when you say you're not gonna try it, most of the time you're not gonna do it, you know? So when you have the time now, just try a bit, at least try one. At least try one, and maybe you'll get in the mood and you try the other one, you know? Alright, it's fine. But you guys decide as always, alright? Okay. The next thing we're gonna do, and this one is really good as well because this will hit a lot of the, could you say, the back muscles and also the shoulder, which also gets really stiff while you sit a lot by the computer. So you gotta put your hands like this, alright? Up here, alright? So I'm gonna show you. Make it better to me. You go up here and you go down here, alright? And what's happening is that your shoulders and everything, you will feel a stretch. And you breathe, alright? Breathe. And you can do this standing or sitting, it doesn't matter. Nice. Alright. Alright, so that's the back. You're gonna feel a butt in the mid back, shoulders and you stretch it out, alright? The next thing we're gonna do is see here, yeah. So the next thing we're gonna do is pretty much the shoulder and chest. And here it's important to not go like this, too close to the wall. Try to be pretty, what can you say, kind of like 45 degrees from the body into the wall, to the side. So you have like 45 degrees in between here, but it's not that important, alright? I don't want you to be in here, alright? So it's like this. Always be a bit to the side, alright? And then you go forward and then you breathe. Then you switch. Remember to breathe. There you go. Nice. All right. So another thing that gets tensed up a lot while you sit a lot or when you're tense is the neck. And here we're gonna do the same thing. So here you need to be careful here. So when you go down, first like this slowly. And it's the same thing, you have to breathe a lot while you stretch, alright? So don't be like tense up and you drag down, alright? You have to always breathe. So look here. So I'm here, alright? And then I breathe. And if you feel dizzy, sit down instead, it's fine. But it's normal if you feel a bit dizzy while you breathe and do this, alright? But if you feel like really dizzy, feel free to sit down, alright? Alright, and then we go easily like this and we still breathe. So now it's the side, alright? Alright? And then you change to the other side. Good, alright, and now we're going here. And this is really important to do because it literally pretty much can drag up your shoulder and you can be really stiff in the traps and up to your neck. So this one is really important, it can feel really uncomfortable. But remember to breathe all the time, alright? Accept that you're dragging something, alright? Don't force it, pull slowly, but breathe and make it more, can you say, normal to be relaxed in this way. And then you switch. While you breathe, breathe in like you're breathing into the tense muscle. Like you're breathing in to remove the tense part, alright? So breathe in good so you can feel it well, alright? Alright, well done. Okay. So now we're gonna do one hand, and look here, this one is important. Keep your shin tucked in and look behind you the shoulder, alright? You're gonna do each side. But I'm gonna add a special thing to that, alright? So look here, I'm gonna stand at the side. I go here, I keep my shin tucked in, I go around like this, and sooner or later you're gonna stop, right? Alright? And this is the muscle from here behind that makes it stop. So what we're gonna do, if it stops you as well as it does for me, put your hand on the shin right here, but don't push your hand on your shin. What you're gonna do is use your shin like you're pushing your hand. And what happens is that when you go to a place where it's really stiff and you have your hand and you're putting force with your shin, what happens is that you force the stretch to open up. Alright? So if you're stiff in your neck like me, and you put around there, you put your shin like this and you push with your shin, it's gonna open up because you use your muscles to stretch it up, alright? So I'm gonna show you, alright? So here we go, look. I'm here, I put my hand and I push with my shin, not the hand, remember, with the shin. And then we're gonna breathe again, let's go. And don't arch with your back, keep your back still. If it feels uncomfortable, it's supposed to feel uncomfortable because you're opening something up. Remember that. Alright, next side. We're here, it stops right here. I put my hand there and then I push my shin against my hand and then I breathe. Like you try to look behind you, alright? Over the shoulder. There we go. Well done. Slowly back, alright? Kind of feels uncomfortable, good. As long as you keep your shin tucked in and you don't move your body and just go to the side, you're fine. Don't move your body like this, it's important, alright? Just move your shin. But it's gonna feel uncomfortable because what happens, this muscle especially, will make your neck stiff if you sit by the computer all day because you never turn your neck like this, right? You never turn your neck like this while you're at the computer. So what happens is it's gonna be really stiff after a while. So that way it's so important to open that up so you get that blood flow, you know, up to your head and everything. So you'll feel a bit more like, you know, energetic and so on. So, you can't hear anything, Purnama? Do you guys hear me? You can? Alright, he's muted, alright. Okay. So, now we are stretching the neck, and the neck is really important. I would suggest you to do this like every day. It goes really fast. I promise you're gonna feel very different, especially when you wake up from bed and you do these neck stretches. You're gonna feel a lot better, trust me. It's better than coffee or anything, I promise you that. Alright, so we've done the neck, alright? We've done some of the hip and we've done some of the legs, alright? So, the next one we're gonna do is, we're gonna go down like this, look. Normally. And this time, keep your knees pretty much in and go down. And breathe, alright? Breathe now. It's really important. Nice. The next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna hold those arms like this, and you can keep your knees bent a little bit. Let your head go like it's falling down, alright? Just use your back. Like this, alright? You're like a dead fish, alright? Put your arms like this, and let your head go like it's falling off your head. What happens is it stretches out your head. And then you breathe, and you can rock back and forth if you want to. Remember to breathe. There we go. Nice. Okay. Good. So now, what happens is when you put your head down, so I'm gonna tell you that why this one is so important. When you let your head go down like this, while you do that, what happens is that your neck is very special. It's very complicated because there's so many muscles there. So when you have your head falling down, it opens up all the small, muscle fibers that are so tense, and it's gonna pretty much adjust itself to its normal position more and more and more carefully. So that why it's so important when you go down here that you relax your head like you're falling down, right? And that's why you move a bit side to side, not crazy, but a little side to side to get that feeling that the head opens up more and more, or the neck to the head, It's really important. Yeah, you can bend your knees a little bit, yeah. No, it's fine. Here you can bend your knees. As I said, maybe I wasn't clear, but you can bend your knees while you do this one. It's fine. This isn't much about how much you stretch here. It's more about, you can bend your knees, it's going to be stretching your back up to your neck, but mostly your neck, alright? Okay. So now we've done all of those, alright? The next one we're going to do, and this one I would suggest you, because I'm kind of tense here as well. I haven't stretched for a while. So use a bed, alright? Use a bed, and I would suggest you to have something really close to the bed so you can learn how to stretch out this one well. So I'm gonna do like this one now. I think people recognize this one. When you go out here and you open up your hips here. Many of these stretches, as you can see, is about our hip, because it's the hip that makes it stiff. And if your hip is stiff, your spine might get stiff. If your spine is stiff, your neck might get stiff. That's why we're doing so much around here to open it up so you can feel better. Alright? So, we're gonna go like here now. Alright, to the side. If you have a sofa or a bed, alright. So you go down slowly like this. Alright? And go deep as you can. I'm pretty much here. And if you feel a place where you're like stuck, alright, then you start breathing, alright? Remember to breathe, it's really important, trust me. And be patient. And then you go up. And this is why we use the beds, to help yourself up afterwards, so you don't fall off crazy. So always be very close so you can take yourself up. And then you're gonna feel a good stretch. Now we have stretched many of the parts, to the side, to the inside. We have pretty much stretched around all the places where it gets stiff while you sit down, alright? So this exercise points relax the muscle or normally tendon most tense. Yeah, it's really tense when you sit down a lot. For people who play games like me, you guys at the office or whatever, these muscles get very tense. And we humans, we sit a lot, all the time, right? And we never think about what are the consequences. We live in an era where we sit a lot by the computer all the time. I do it myself. But we don't do any adjustment to make ourselves feel better, alright? We don't open our hip up, we don't open our back up, we don't open our neck up. We sit every time like this, but in reality, remember, our forefathers, they never sat by the computer 24/7. But this is the day of age we live in now. But it's fine, we just have to do adjustment afterwards, alright? And this can usually take only like 20 minutes of the day, and you will feel a lot more better. Alright? Okay. So, now we done those. Okay, I'm gonna show you one, and this one is very good for your spine. But it can be, if you have a kind of stiff back, it can feel a bit weird, but it's gonna help you. But it's important that you follow my instruction on this one, alright? Okay. See, and this is gonna open your spine very well. It's gonna open your spine if it's stiff. So, down on your knees, like this, alright? And then, hold your hand behind your head, alright? Now, go like this to the ground, alright? And now you're gonna turn and look up as much as you can. And my hip just cracked when I did this. And then go back. And go up. And go back. And you can breathe while you're doing this, alright? Bit lower, like this, sorry. It should be a bit lower like this. Don't be up like I was in the beginning. Be a bit lower like this. This. And then we switch. Alright, there we go. So now we have also opened up pretty much the spine, alright? We have opened it up. We're moving back and forth so we make it be moved. So this one felt good, good. Then you did it correctly. I hear a crack. So what happens is that, same thing here, when you sit down, so I'm gonna show you. Here, on your spine, it pretty much gets mashed up. While you sit down the whole day, it's gonna get mashed up. And it's gonna hold in the same position, in a very static position. So what happens is that you never really use this type of movement where your spine is activating in your back. You might do small movements like this, but that won't help. You have to do these larger movements as we did now to really open it up, alright? To make sure the blood is flowing. And remember, if your spine works well, you're gonna feel better in the neck and so on as well. Alright, that's what we do. So now guys, what we're gonna do now, this was actually all of them, but we're gonna do everything. I'm not gonna talk as much now, I'm just gonna do it every one again. And why I'm doing it again, I'm gonna explain to you. When you do it first time, you're gonna feel like, oh, now it's stretched out, now I feel better. The thing is with these muscles, it's gonna go right back. Do you know why? Because you've been there for so long. So what I do, I stretch well the first time, and then I go to a second round and I breathe well to make sure to really open it up. That's when you're gonna make a difference. If you only do it one time, it's gonna go back to your normal way where you're really stiff. Alright? So we're gonna go again. So just try to follow me, and I'm gonna do everything and talk less and just follow me in the movement. Alright? Okay guys, let's go. So the first one is this. switch side. Come on now, Babylonia music, let's go. There we go. Remember to be persistent, be patient. It's really important. And remember to breathe. There we go, and we go up, and now we go to this place. Let's go. Next one, and we breathe. Remember to stretch out well, like you're very far away from the edge with all hands. There we go. We take the right leg up and we thrust out our hip, and then we breathe. There we go. Let's go. Switch. Other side. Hip out, breathe. Alright, hold against the wall, arm on the wall, push out with your chest, and breathe. Other side. There we go. Alright, we go to the neck. Hold your hands behind your head. And we go down. And we breathe. Deep breaths. And we go to the side. Remember to take deep breaths. And let go. We switch side. There we go. And to the side. And then we switch side. As always, remember to breathe. There we go. And remember, now we're going to look behind our back. Remember, to the side, keep your chin tucked in. And return slowly. Don't hurt yourself here, just keep control. Keep turning until you feel a stop. Put your hand and push against your hand with your shin. Don't go crazy. Always have control when you do this. There we go, and we switch sides. There we go. And now, first knees to the back. Try to touch your toes. And go like this. And breathe. As you feel behind here, a good stretch. There we go. Relax. Keep your knees bend a little bit this time. Hold your arms together and let your head go like it's falling down. Alright? And relax and rock back and forth. Just side to side. Alright? Like this. And go up slowly. Alright, and now we're gonna do the last one. Remember? We're gonna go down and try to open our spine up. Alright, knees down here. Put your hand here. Hand on the back of the head. Arm down to the mat. And then we turn. Switch. Alright, we're not done yet. I'm gonna show you the next thing. I'm gonna do one more last thing. And this is a special technique I use, alright? It's gonna hit a bit different. So we put the hand behind here. Now we're gonna put the hand on the chest, alright? Look what I'm doing. I'm putting my hand in like this, and then I'm gonna do the same movement, alright? Exact same movement. Just try and see how it feels. Go here. Turn up, and you're gonna feel a stretch lower on your back this time, if you do it correctly. then switch side. Alright, that's it guys, well done. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This is a shorter way to make you feel better, a better blood flow. It will make you not as stiff at some parts and you will feel a lot more awake. The last one's pretty hard. Yeah, it's really hard. The last one is hard. It's pretty much open your spine lower. But it's good if you do it, because if it means it's hard, that means you're stiff. So that means you gotta do it more, alright? As long as you do it, but you just keep doing it until it opens up more and more. So just make sure to do that, alright? My bone is cracking all. That means you're stiff, which is good. So that means you gotta do this more and more to make it less stiff. So you don't, because what happens, as I said, if you're more stiff, you're gonna feel a lot more tired, you're gonna feel a lot less motivated, and it's gonna eventually affect your mental health more than you think. So you gotta do it daily or often at least. Depends on how much. For me, I always say at least 3 times a day, like 3 times a week, sorry. But if you can do it more often, of course, feel free to do so. This one is very just good for your body. So, but to see a difference 3 times a week is very nice to do. You're gonna feel a lot better, trust me. What happens is that what happens is that they don't really talk about how mental health affects with your body. So if your body is getting hurt or stiff or have bad blood flow, it only makes sense that your mental health will be affected sooner or later. So that's why we're doing this as well, to make sure that the body feels comfortable with itself. So if the brain feels like everything is going right in the body, the brain itself in a way also gonna feel better. So the thing is, what happens is that some people can feel some kind of depression or anxiety if their body is all screwed up, which is normal, but they don't really do anything about it. So that's what we try to do, to make the body feel a lot better, so your mind feel a lot better as well. So this is not only for your body, this is also for your mental health. It's really important to understand that. And why we do the breathing is pretty much to make the muscle more relaxed, alright? So if you hold your breath like this and you stretch, it's gonna be really hard to drag out the muscle or the ligaments to make it more stretched out. But if you bring in oxygen, it's gonna be easy to relax the muscle and pretty much force it to open up. Especially if you're really stiff, it's really important to breathe. And many people, when they teach people how to stretch, they forget to teach them about the breathing. But the breathing is really important part of the stretching. And you will feel a difference if you don't breathe and you do breathe. But you have to make like deep breaths, very deep breaths while you do it. Bring oxygen to your muscle. Yeah, pretty much. But I feel more relaxed and it kind of makes me feel sleepy because it's late. No, it's fine. You can feel sleep after doing this. It's very normal. If you are really stiff and you do this type of exercise, you're gonna feel very sleepy and you want to go to bed, which is a good thing. Which means when you wake up, you're gonna feel a lot better. So it's very common that you will feel sleepy after this, because your body have had so much tense. It's been so tense and so much stress, and now you released it, and now it's like, oh, at last. Now I just want to go to sleep. So you will feel a lot more better. So technically gonna make my sleep better too. Yeah, a lot better. Trust me, a lot better. Yeah, you feel less stiff anymore, as Callie says. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. I want to say thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. It's very nice to see you guys trying, very working hard to feel better. It's a very important thing for me too, to make other people feel better. This is something I've done can say, a very long time in life with training, with stretching and all this thing. I've been like experimenting, see what works best for me. So if I can share that with you guys to feel better in some way, I feel like I succeeded. I don't care how big, small, whatever. As long as if only one person feels better, I feel like I've succeeded in life. So I'm really happy if you feel better. I'm gonna keep doing this type of videos, training, stretching, or whatever, to do this type of things. We're gonna later on go into diet and so on. We're not gonna do that right now. We're only gonna focus on training and stretching, so you guys can feel more optimal in your body. Yeah, I do cold showers as well, Callie. I do a lot of cold showers. Wait. I'll tune in more often when I see the time. Nice. I do this stream. I'm gonna do this stream almost every day, not every day. I think tomorrow I won't be able to do it, but I'm gonna do this maybe like 5 times a week or something. So feel free to join. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. So